Folks, welcome to Phoenix Business Exchange, East End edition on this fine August 16th. And we're going to start off with some words of wisdom. Mike, over to you.
Great. Thank you, Bernie. Morning, everybody. I hope everybody's going to have a glorious day. The first part of the education is it's basically how can we become a really great Phoenix member? And I continue to do this on all educations because repetition is the mother of all skills. And as Tony mentioned in the Bell's Corners meeting, that when you hear something over and over and over again, it becomes part of you. So once again, let's go through. I mean, most of you folks already know this, but it's always a good review. So first thing we can do to be a good member is attend all meetings. Is a really good start, and it shows everybody your commitment and your professionalism and also respect for your fellow members and our founder, Tony. If you can't make a meeting, then take the option of getting a substitute to represent your business. Simple to do, and let the president of the chapter know so that they can give your substitute a warm welcome when they join the meeting. And a substitute tip, very important here, is when you send your substitute a script to share at the meeting about your business, then keep it simple. As members, we all know what you do, and it's more about showing the chapter members that you have respect for them. Because sometimes what happens is, I've seen it before, a substitute comes on, they get a script from a professional, it's really detailed and convoluted, and it puts that substitute under the gun to really perform, and in a lot of cases they don't do a very good job, and then they don't feel very good that they became a substitute. So keep it simple. And also too, a bonus about getting a substitute is that they might have a need from one of the members of the chapter or one of your businesses, and they can even possibly join the chapter because they just enjoy our family experience at the Phoenix Networking. So number three, if you can't make a meeting last minute, we get it. Life gets in the way. You wake up in the morning and life throws you a curveball or whatever, and too late to get a substitute. Then just text and call Tony or the president of your chapter. Let them know by going, you know what, something happened, can't make it, or what have you. What's important about this is Tony or the president of the chapter will relay your message and your thoughts to your fellow members, and that shows them again that it's like, okay, you know what, let's keep them in our thoughts if something went bad or what have you. But at the end of the day, it's just another opportunity to show your fellow members the respect, and of course Tony, our founder. So always remember, VC, visibility is credibility. And so the second part of the education, I want to talk about, what we wake up in the morning. Sometimes we have resistance. There's always a little bit of starting off with a little bit of angst while you're having your coffee, your thoughts are processing, and you just get this feeling of tightness in you by going, oh, wow, I got this ahead of me today. And so I just want to read a couple of tips to you that will help mitigate your resistance, if not eliminate it for the day. So it's called applying the law of least effort. So number one, I will practice acceptance today. I will accept people, situations, circumstances, and events as they occur. I will know that every moment is as it should be because the whole universe is as it should be. I will not struggle against the whole universe by struggling against this moment. My acceptance is total and complete. I accept things for what they are in the moment, not the way I wish them to be. Number two, having accepted things as they are, I will take responsibility for my situation and for all those events I see as problems. I know that taking responsibility means not blaming anyone or anything, and that includes myself for that situation. I also know that every problem is an opportunity in disguise, and this alertness to opportunities allows me to take this moment and transfer it into a greater benefit. And last but not least, today my awareness will remain established in defensiveness. I will relinquish the need to defend my point of view. I will feel no need to convince others or persuade others to accept my point of view. I will remain open to all points of view and not be rigidly attached to any of them. That's today's education, and back to you, Bernie.
Mike, thank you so much. So folks, I've just posted two links in the chat. One is the LinkedIn Live. So you can put your contact details in that space. And the other one is on the Facebook page that we are in. And if you're not part of that page, it is a closed group or private group. Just reach out and connect with Tony, and we'll get you connected into that universe. Susan McGarry, you're going to start us off with the 1 minute. Hey, what do I do for a living, and how can I help you?
Geez, Bernie, I had a feeling you were going to pick me. So I want you to do everything Mike said not to do, which is believe my opinion and take me for literally everything I say is fact. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Susan McGarry. I'm with a company called Pure Trim. I am actually super excited about the launch of our new product called Joint Control. Now, this actually has replaced our Joint T. And some of the benefits that I wanted to share that Joint Control can do is your muscles, your joints, your tendons. It helps with inflammation, which is a real issue with me. I've always struggled with inflammation, as well as your synovial fluids. That's the fluids in between the joints, your knees, your hips. So it helps lubricate it. Now, there is one side effect because the 8 stem cell technology, plant stem cells that's used in Joint Control, actually promotes healthier collagen. So don't be alarmed if your skin tightens up, you look 20 years younger. I apologize in advance, but it is just one of the side effects to Joint Control. Susan with Pure Trim, and I can't see the timer, so I apologize. Thank you.
Susan, you were doing fantastic. Mr. Sam, Dashing Sam, over to you.
Thank you, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturris, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Well, I do things like, dash cameras. That's why I'm called Dashcam Sam. Here's an example of a dash camera, something you put in your vehicle. Fortunately, it's not like insurance. You pay for it only once, and it goes along with your vehicle and protects you in case of an accident, and gives you proof of who is at fault if there is an accident. Things like that. I do also do stereos, things like that, and all kinds of minor repairs, oil changes, and brake jobs. And these days I'm talking about LED lights, because I just put some in my wife's vehicle. It didn't have LED lights. It had the halogen lights, and the ones that are in there now are much brighter and focused. So if you have a vehicle that has the old halogen lights, just think of me or know someone has one, give me a referral. Sam Sturris, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of the vehicle, and a heck of a lot more.
Sam, thank you so much. Susan Ebbs, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, one and all. I represent a company called Melaleuca.com, and we look after your cleaning needs. We don't do your cleaning, but we get those chemicals out of your home so that you can breathe easier and become healthier. Product I wanted to introduce to you today called Revive. You can see it on top of the bridge there. And like all of our products, it's concentrated. So you get a little bit and you put it into the bottom part of the bottle here, and then you reuse it multiple times. It's a spray bottle. If you want just to freshen the air a little bit, you do a squirt. If you need to freshen the whole room, give her a long squirt. Comes in 3 different flavors: sea salt, tropical fruit, and orange and sage. So this one here actually is minced apple cider. So we do have specialty flavors every so often, when it comes to Christmas and things like that. So Revive air freshener. It also comes in the candles. And so just a fantastic way to freshen up your room. Say you've got guests coming over. Perfect time to give her a little spritz. Susan Ebbs, Melaleuca.com.
Susan, thank you so much. Wendy Chung, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Wendy Chung, real estate broker with Century 21 Synergy, team lead with the Ottawa Housing Condo Group. You know what? With all our businesses, a fortune is really in the follow-up. You got to stay in touch with all your past clients and even potential clients or people that you want to do business with. Recently, I visited the Toyota dealership here in Orleans because I had a light and a message that showed up in my car. And I found out later that the reason for this malfunction was because of something that they did not explain to me. So I actually have a hybrid car which has a vent in the back seat, which vents the hybrid battery that sits underneath that area. And I could have avoided the cost and my time of bringing it in for service. And when they actually called me for a follow-up and a survey, well, I didn't hesitate to tell them that, you know, I have something to say to Toyota Canada because I didn't get the education that this was part of my vehicle. So I'll be following up with them so that they can therefore educate others moving forward. So it's all about education and guidance in my field of expertise, as well as I am sure it is for all of you. So remember to educate your prospects. Thank you.
Actually, Wendy, there are some information bites on Reels in Instagram. They talk about ventilation. If your battery's not breathing, your battery's cooking, and you don't want that. And Tanya, over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tanya Hewitt from Beyond Safety Compliance. I'm sure a lot of us have really looked forward to traveling because the pandemic has really put a constraint on being able to get out there and fly. Today, I read an article that ground crews have been injured more in 2022 than any other year that they've been measuring these kind of statistics. Part of this is because of what Wendy just talked about, education. A lot of people were hired very quickly because they were not, the airlines needed people, and they just took people right away and put them on the job without much training. Also, when you think of an airline, who do you really think of? You might think of the pilots, even though you don't know who they are. You might think of the stewards who you probably do interact with. You might think of the ticket agents, but very rarely do we think of the ground crews. They are part of the team and don't get the respect that often they deserve because of the work that they do is just behind the scenes. So Beyond Safety Compliance can help everybody on the team be valued so that everybody feels part of the team, and then work can become far more harmonious. Thanks very much, Beyond Safety Compliance. How does your work look?
Tanya, thank you so much. And Dave, over to you.
Hi, everyone. It's Dave Belleville from Belleville's Quality Frozen Foods. Just want to let everybody know that beef prices are still high up there, but I have a few good deals available for somebody that's looking to save some money. I do have the opportunity to buy from their opportunity list. And sometimes this opportunity list, they've produced too much of one product where they're trying to sell it at a discounted price to get rid of the inventory. So I get a list every week. I sometimes take advantage of that. This week I have some AA ribeyes, the 12 to a box, 14 ounce, fairly big boneless steak for only $160. So it's a very good deal. So anybody interested in that, please give me a call. And just remember, we deliver quality. Thank you very much.
Dave, thank you so much. Penny Lee, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Penny Lee Prevo, the Dancing Motivator. I am a movement practitioner as well as a founder of Graduate Thrivers, and I help people move through change in a positive way. You know how when we were kids, we learned this song called where your foot bone's connected to your shin bone and your shin bone's connected to your knee bone, and you know, you go all the way up the skeleton, right? Well, we all know that as a basic anatomy of the body. However, we have not actually been taught how to learn the body's language and how the body speaks to us in the form of pain and pleasure. And pain is actually a good thing. It's a way for us to learn how to modify our movement so that we can find pleasure again. And that's what the whole moving to heal practice is all about. teaching body literacy. And so I have the privilege of doing that and giving people the opportunity to learn how to heal their own body in their own way through a movement practice called the NIA technique. And through NIA and through movement, we find health. And it actually helps to really allow you to condition your body. It's a barefoot practice and it's a lot of fun. So it also increases all of your happiness hormones. So in 1 hour, you can find a huge difference moving to heal. And we call it movement is medicine. So looking for people to join me on Zoom today. Wednesday is Zoom day at lunchtime. I teach the Moving to Heal class, and at 7 p.m. I teach the classic NIA cardio conditioning class. So would love to have you come out and join me and check it out. If you know anybody that's a caregiver looking to relieve some stress, that would be ideal for them to come with the person that they're also caring for, because both of them can do it equally as well. And that's it for me. Movement is medicine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mike, over to you.
Thanks, Bernie. Morning, Mike from Full Stride Mentoring and Coaching. You know what, in today's society, I mean, with technology, the Ukraine wars, the weather conditions that we're facing or whatever, a lot of people are not handling their thoughts and their emotions for their well-being. And by not managing their thoughts and emotions, they're always taking a half a step in life instead of a full stride. And so, simply put, why that is because their intelligence is working against them, and they create what's called fear, suffering. They suffer from maybe a memory that happened to them 10 years ago, or they're already worried about something that might happen the day after tomorrow or what have you. And because of this, it creates a lot of tension, anxiety, angst, and so on. So with the Full Stride program, it holds the potential to guide these individuals based on a bedrock of science to a present state of awareness. And that's where transformation can occur. And so if you know somebody that's dealing with fear of suffering, ask them to make a decision that I predict will elevate the rest of their lives. And with a little patience and guidance from me, they will move into taking from a half a step in their life to a full stride, serving your well-being.
Mike, thank you so much. That's awesome. Let's see. Len, Lena, do you want to kind of talk about what you do? Welcome as a guest, by the way, and just give us a short little synopsis of what you do. We have 1 minute.
1 minute. Yes, hi everybody. My name is Lina. I came to Canada from Ukraine 14 months ago, and now I work like a property manager in a real property management company, Evergreen. So we are a residential property management company, and I would like to tell you about our services. We provide administrative and financial services, leasing and marketing, maintenance, and communications. And I think that the value is the last one for me, because I speak English, Russian, and Ukrainian, and we can help our landlords and tenants to have good communication and good management of their property. That's all, maybe.
Lena, thank you.
If you want to know more, I can say, but I have just 1 minute.
Lena, not a problem. So just put your contact details in the chat. That's the best way. So folks, one of the key elements is putting your contact details in the chat. That way people can follow up. Save the chat. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. Thank you.
Lena, thank you so much. Deirdre, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Deirdre Jorson. I'm an interior designer here in Ottawa, and I've been working in the design build industry for the last 19 years. And recently, starting with COVID, went out on my own, and it was the perfect opportunity. COVID made me do it. So I've been not only assisting contractors and developers to create design packages and finished interior spaces for their clients, but also working with clients directly who have approached me for interior design services, everything from kitchen and bathroom redesign to additions, new home offices, home gyms, full custom build design, or just an interior selection package. So my service is really quite extensive and has been able to benefit the mid-range to high-end homeowner here in Ottawa. So Eastborough Designs is the name of my company, and you can find me on Instagram as well as my website, which I will post all the information in the chat. And that's it for me.
Appreciate that. Tony, over to you.
Thank you, Bernie. Lena, that was amazing for an infomercial first time. That's awesome. I got a call this morning from our friend Matt Ledard. He's just on his way of vacation, so I'm going to play his infomercial for you guys. Oh, hello.
I work with Airzone HVAC Services. We are a leader in the HVAC industry here in the city of Ottawa. We take care of pretty much anything to do with gas and heating for your home. So we do, furnaces, air conditioners, heat pumps, hot water tanks, fireplaces. So a few things to touch on there that we can take care of for you. Matt Ledard, Arizona HVAC Services. Quality you can trust, guaranteed.
Okay. Boy, this morning is just a few technical things going on. Okay. All right, let's go. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I look at those things that in many cases people are sometimes confused or about when even bad things happen. In my world, sometimes it's a good thing. One of the things that I love to do that really connects me is I do a online tuning class every Friday at 1:30. It's recorded. I have the link on I'll have the link in the chat. But basically what I do is we talk about things that we do every day that sometimes people have a question about. This week we're going to be talking about keeping your eyes up, and this is something that people will if you have cats anywhere, and sometimes you'll see them just looking up and they're looking at the ceiling. They're not really looking at anything, but they're seeing something. We're going to be talking about why that is, and why that actually your health improves if you look up, just from the simple matter of posture. Why does your health go up just by straightening up, looking up? Because our whole society is geared to look down on your phone, look down on your computer. And when you look down, it never is a good thing. This is why people that are drowning are looking up, because that's where the survival is. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we're here to raise your spirits.
Thank you so much. Folks, what I do, first off, my name is Bernie Fransford. Creative Insight is the business. I connect businesses. How does that all work? Well, basically, you have a circle of influence around you. I come and have a chat with you. Almost, in this case, in our group, it would be the business activity meetings or BAMs. And then I connect you with other people that I know that you're not in touch with yet. And that's what I do. I also have the Knack for Business podcast, and that talks about the journey of people in their business life and the golden nuggets they want to relate to people. And then the other part that I normally do during this intro is we have a golf tournament September 14th, and soon you won't hear me yammering about it. So I'm going to stop soon and you won't have to listen about it. But for 160, you can play a round of golf. Great time. You can get one of Sam's t-shirts, the connected car shirts, because that's part of the giveaway. We have some other sponsors. Arizona has gotten involved in that space as well. And if you want to become a sponsor, if you want to get a foursome in there, for $600, you get 4 people, which is actually cheaper than buying it individually, and you get to sponsor one company. So at a hole, the cart will flash up. It has an electronic screen. The last item is World Referral Network, and it's free to access in that space. We have a section inside World Referral Network. You have access to over 1,000 people, and you can post information in that space. I'm going to stop because our presenter, Guy, is up next. Over to you, Guy.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Good morning. I'll set the timer for about 85 minutes. I think is good, right? Okay,
Don't worry,
maybe 10.
I have a long hook.
Okay, okay, good. Today I'm going to talk about something that seems to be an ongoing issue. And I say growing only because it seems to be getting exponential. And it's a big problem that people are having. It's how to trust or hire a contractor. A lot of contractors out there have a way of developing scams, developing misleaded trust that people seem to catch on to, and they lose their hard-earned money. So what I want to talk about is basically how you can detect some red flags, but also the interview of the contractor, what you need to do in order to inform yourself as to who they are, what they are, and where they've been. It's very important to know this because when you got 50 or 60 contractors bidding on your job or asking to bid on your job, you need to know where to go or who to choose. So the increasing problem basically is a major issue. People have given money to contractors without even knowing who they are, where they come from, and not have any work done in their house, and they would walk away with their money. It's something that's happening very, very often. Some of the red flags that you might want to look at, especially in some of the contractors that you see physically, is, how do they appear? I mean, are they, are they coming up in raggedy, dirty, ripped clothing for the initial interview? Is their vehicle run down, broken in pieces? It's just, the appearance makes a difference. So that's being parked in front of your house while you're doing a renovation, but also might give an indication as to how they'll treat your job. How do they present themselves? How do they speak? What are their real intentions when they actually walk through the door? Are they going to take care of you in your home, or basically treat it as if it was their broken down vehicle? When you're speaking to a contractor, people in mind, they always have a price in mind, right? They have a budget for their projects. When projects come across from a contractor with a bid, they're going to come across with a wide range of prices. One's going to come in really, really low, and the other one's going to come in extremely high, and you got somewhere in between. Most people have done the research, YouTube, they've spoken to friends, how much projects will cost. They know what their bank account is. They know how much they want to spend. When a contractor comes in and says, here's my special price, here's my lowest bid, you can't beat this price, you have to be careful with that. Either they don't know how to price the project, or they're just in it for some quick cash just to get on to the next job. That happens a lot. When some contractors may have too many jobs, they'll do a quick bid just to float the last one. And you're on the hook with a half completed project or not at all. When people ask to pay up front, it's normal to ask for a deposit. That's okay. 50, 60% up front, big red flag. Most of that money will be spent probably within the first week. The project will probably not even be started, and you're going to have either a contractor coming back for more money because they've underbid, or they won't show up anymore. A lot of contractors won't even basically consider any permits. You'll get, don't worry about it, you don't need it. It's okay. I've done this so many times. I'm very confident in my work. You don't have to worry about, getting the the city involved, get the government in there for taxes or whatnot. Be very careful with that. Permits are required, doesn't matter how experienced you are. And it's for your own peace of mind, knowing that the job will be done properly and that somebody else will be inspecting that work. The initial visit time, how long are they at your job, your initial project when they first meet you? Are they there for 5 minutes? Or are they there for an hour? Most contractors will go in and out because they're too much of in a rush to sit down and speak to you about your project. They're just taking a few notes on a small piece of paper and then they walk away. And that's what they're basing their price on. Real quick and easy. It takes time to speak and talk about a project, your details, your desires, your wants, options, measurements, taking very close look and photographs of your home so that they can reference to this when they're estimating. If they won't take that initial hour with you in the initial meeting, they're not going to take that time for the entire project. They'll be in and out here and there once every 3 days, back and forth. Their time management isn't going to be what you're going to be expecting on your project. Are they using proper materials on your job? Basic, building materials are fine, but what's the quality of it? Are you, getting paid for? A lot of these things, when I walk in the house and you see these bargain parts and pieces, I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't want that in your vehicle. You probably wouldn't want that in your home that's restructuring your addition or your supporting wall that they took down, right? It's very important to see and know the quality of what they can do, what they're going to offer. At the end of the day, you have to interview the contractor. You've got to basically ask for references. What's their experience? See some pictures, maybe get some idea about insurance. Are they insured? Are they part of the, what WSIB, are they protected? Because at the end of the day, if they get hurt on your job site, they don't have WSIB, well, someone's coming after you. You want to be careful about that. You want to be on the hook for their mistakes. So communication is a must. You have to speak to your contractor. You have to make them understand, where you stand and what you want. You need to make sure that they understand, how you feel about this project and what you expect from them. And you need to demand that they understand. If you don't, move on to the next one. It's not worth their time and the stress and the headaches. The last thing you want is a 6-month project to happen when it should have taken maybe a month or two, the most. So the way you need to really understand and communicate to your contractor, just be clear what you want. What is it that you're looking for? Be very specific, because they're going to want to maybe giving you what you don't want, charging you for it, or basically completely doing the opposite and expecting full payment because they misunderstood or claim to misunderstand. Be very clear, very concise about the project itself, and even your house rules, even at the very minimum. When should they show up? When do they be out of the house because of your family time? Access to bathrooms. Is there smoking or drugs permitted? Most likely not, right? A lot of the contractors won't respect that. Okay, they'll go into areas where you want them not to be. Bedrooms, close the doors. You can't go into this bathroom. You have access to that one. I don't want you smoking in my house or around my property because you'll have smoke, cigarette butts all over the property. I've seen this over and over again. I've been asked questions. Do you smoke? No, thank you. There are so many areas that this needs to cover that people need to be aware of. that they don't think of. So, I mean, 10 minutes isn't a whole lot of time. So can we push that to 85 minutes there?
You know what, though, Guy? The best way to do that is have a band with somebody.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, that's me. So yeah, it's very important to really take control of your project and basically make sure that you're respected, because it's very easy for not to be not respected out there. That's all for now, I guess.
Either those are great great points. Does anybody have any questions for Guy?
Guy, I have a question. Great presentation, by the way. A lot of good points, as Bernie said. When I sometimes, depending on the project, let's say it's an outside deck or whatever, I ask the contractor for referrals, references, sorry. And when I call these people up, I ask an opportunity that I can go over and see the deck, so I can see the workmanship. I can see and ask questions, you know, where they clean, did they show up on time or what have you. Would you recommend that?
100%, because most people, if they're proud of their work, won't have any issues. Unless they have privacy, concerns, that's fine. But most people, no problem, come over here and see it. If they say, no, I really don't want you to come and see this deck, that's a red flag. It's not like you're walking in their house and doing a tour of their home. It's outside in the backyard or the front. That's definitely a good idea.
Okay, next one is Wendy and then Tanya.
Thanks for the presentation, Guy. What an important topic. Not too long ago, I think we all sort of seen it in the news with High Bridge construction and what happened there. And, Liam Hamilton was one of the owners there. And so I've known him for many years in the real estate world. And he left real estate for a bit to work on this other project. And we also have mutual friends as well. So that didn't go down well for anybody. So that's a shame. But it's to your point, of giving deposits and lots of money, and then the crew not finishing the work and just leaving. So that's always a very big concern. And that's where consumers have a real issue with hiring contractors. So you're absolutely right. And there's so many contractors out there that make up business cards and run around and, try to advertise and tell people that they can do what they can do when we don't really know. But my question to you right now is about permits. When are permits required and when are they not required for different levels of home renovation?
So if you're going to be doing a basic renovation where it's just requiring, let's say, changing floors, changing just the interior doors and whatnot, that's fine. If you're taking down walls, if you're taking up supporting walls, if you're finishing a basement, if you're moving plumbing from one location to the next, if you're doing electrical, because it's not necessarily just building permits, there's electrical permits that need to be as well. If you're to be doing rewiring, changing a plug, changing a light, no, that's not a big deal. But if you're moving circuits or adding circuits, that's important. Depending who you speak to, if any wall in the house, if you take down and modify, technically you need a permit. That's a gray area. If it's not supporting, not really necessary, because you don't have to worry about any structural issues.
Over to you.
So Guy, great presentation, and you kind of highlighted the buyer beware kind of aspect of getting contractors. I'm wondering, is there any kind of association that has a list of vetted contractors so that consumers don't have to do all of this huge amount of work to try to figure out if a contractor is credible?
A big one is Renomark. Renomark is an industry that basically you need to earn your way into this, right? And if you can access their directories, you can find some credible contractors there. That is probably one of the most common ones that people are actually looking at. One of the issues with some of the other ones, like the Better Business Bureau and whatnot, is that things aren't always posted right away. So things, if you might be searching for something, might not show up right away, but they're out there. If you're to be part of that sort of, I guess, elite organization, they do a really big background check on you as a company, and you have to meet a lot of qualifications, right? Time in business, references, what you do, how you've done it, and they need to go on site to see your job. That's the kind of organizations that you want to get into, and to be able to see who you can trust. But the biggest thing, everybody has an intuition. Everybody has that real gut feelings like, man, I don't know about this guy, but he's below my budget. So you know what? I need this right now. I'm going to do it. That is the worst thing you can do. Spend the extra money or wait. You don't want to have that I shouldn't have done this feeling and experience. So the biggest one, these organizations are fine, but the biggest one is inside yourself, because most people know just by looking at somebody that if they can trust them or not. But with the tools and what the questions that you can ask, you can get a lot of that out of them, and you can really know pretty quickly if they're credible or not.
And last question, over to Penny Lee.
Thank you, Guy, for the presentation. I actually have two questions. So number one, you mentioned about getting permits for indoors. What about outdoors? Like, do you need a permit to change a roof, put a deck on, do siding, any of that kind of stuff?
Yes to the roof, yes to the deck, depending on the size, and siding, not really. It's just fascia, it's just covering, right? But any kind of and so sorry, let me qualify the roof itself. Like if it's just shingles, no. If you're changing the roof, or and you got to change the trusses, that's a whole different story. Yeah, but if you're just re-shingling, you don't need a permit for that. It's just you're just taking off what was and putting out new. But if you're doing anything structural, and a deck is considered an area that could cause some problems. So height off the ground, 100 square feet, no more than sort of 1.5 feet off the floor, the ground and stuff. You need railings, and you need spacing between the railings need to be verified and make sure that everything's compliant. So decks definitely is a big one for permits in a lot of cases, for sure.
Okay, and the second question: what is your distance that your company travels? Like, do you have a circumference, a certain area of the city?
I prefer to stay sort of center town back, only because of the travel time and gas, and time it'll take me to get out there. Because being in Rockland, going out to say Canada, you're almost an hour drive out there, so 2-hour round trip, and then and gas costs. So that's sort of where I would prefer. However, if there was something that needed to get taken care of and need to get out there, I would go out there. For sure. Let's say if it's a quick job, or the cases, but if it's a long-term job, there's a lot of money involved there.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm in Limoges. I'm not in the city. So just because I have contacts out in this area. So, and I know you're in Rockland. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, sorry to kind of close this off because we're at 12 minutes due. So I'm going to gotta impart some more information. We still have a round robin where we spend about 1 minute only doing our tidy off what we're looking for. Sorry, otherwise we won't end on time. So as my apologies. So what you'll see in the chat, I've just posted something. What are we looking for inside Phoenix? And this is kind of important. Interior designer. Just nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Home security, a home and auto, a travel agent, an appraiser for houses, event planner, house cleaner, landscaper, and gift basket company, photographer, legal company or the lawyer's office, either family or business law, sign maker, swag and promotional goods, men and women's clothing lines, plumber, and mobile hairdresser. The other thing I want to just also impart with you, and it didn't copy as it should, and bear with me one brief second as I try to do this again. There are the things where we're located. So on YouTube, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, and there's a LinkedIn group. So connect in that space. send in a note to join the group, and that's where we can have private chats. I'm just going to share my screen now of events that are coming up. So I'm going to flip over to that. Just going to adjust this at my end. And you should see a calendar that's looking rather robust. So I'm off next week. So I started populating everything in the calendar as much as I could, so Tony didn't have to play handmaiden to the calendar. So what's going on? So although the 14th is by, Dave has a special every Monday, except for the Labor Day weekend, where you can book a meeting with Dave. And when you book a meeting with Dave, he'll feed you and you'll get to taste those steaks, those pork chops, the bird, the fish, whatever it is. So book a meeting now for next Monday if you're going to be involved in that. We have another thing that's ongoing, although the 15th has gone by. Yoga in Manitic, and that is with Jacqueline. And so you can book it there, and it's going on every Tuesday. We have Moving to Heal today. So Penny Lee is here at noon to 1. Penny Lee, can you send me an updated list? Because I understood that August was changing for you, so it was a little slow on posting some of that stuff. East End Group, we meet every Wednesday morning at 0800 hours. Now, the beauty of that is if you have the link for the first one, you have the link for all of them, right? And also, if you want to come visit the South End Group on Thursday morning, 8 to 9, same time, same channel, come on in. Moving to Heal, we have Penny Lee 10 to 11. Good. Tuning in with Tony, because you know what? Having that chill at the end of the week is a good way to have that harmonious piece going. Cruise Don't Bruise is coming up. That's a motorcycle event. Now, there was another event that was posted here for Rivera that has been canceled. So they're not having the garage sale this Saturday. And then Susan Ebb has something called Heartlink Network, and that's from 10:30 to 12:30, and that is in the East End. And if you've been in the chair a lot, there's the weekly chair yoga with Jacqueline. So she's every Sunday, and she's going right into the month, into November. So you can book online, and there is a special that if you want to book multiple classes, you get a better deal. Neil with Penny Lee, 7 to 8 p.m. Good. I'm watching you nod your head, so that's good. Moving to Heal happening on Tuesday with Penny Lee. So if you've been visiting Dave, you can get Penny Lee to stretch you out and kind of work off those carbs. Yoga in Manitic, and let's see what else is coming up that's of significance. And just remember, on September 4th, that week is no sessions save for the After Hours group, which is at 7 to 8 p.m. We are all welcome to show up there, by the way. You know, just roll in. It's all good. Nothing bad will happen to you. And from there, I'm going to go around Robins and going, hey, how's our week been going? Tell us what's up. And you know what, Dave, you're looking kind of ready. Go ahead.
How are things? Yeah, we had a couple of weeks there. We did that networking thing at the I forget her name there, the photographer with the printing and stuff there. That's part of our group. It's a very good evening. What do we have? I think I had provided the meat for the burgers and the chicken wings. I think that's what it was. Anyway, I met the dog. The dog was very nice. He was a little skittish towards me, but eventually at the end there, I managed to tame him down with some good dry fish. So he was putting my hand there for a while. Anyway, other than that, we are looking to do some BAMs with some people. So I will be on the phone with some members and trying to get that going for this week. I want to congratulate Sam for being on the #1 tier in the squash ladder. And I want to put a little pat on my back here because 5 years ago, I bought a Tesla Model 3, and last week I own it. So it was my last payment last week. It was so we're a little richer, hopefully. And that's it for me this week. Thank you very much.
Dave, thank you so much. And Sam, over to you.
Thank you, Bernie. First of all, Guy, thank you for your presentation. Great advice to people getting renovations done. I agree with everything you mentioned there. Had horror stories myself on renovations and positives too. So good advice. Thank you. Well, things gone on. Listen, I had a busy week last week. I had a BAM with Guy, and he gave me some great advice, and he actually gave me a referral who actually contacted me just yesterday. So pays off the BAMs. Already got a referral that's contacted me in regards to work for them. Let's see here. I had a BAM with Susan Ebbs, and I bought some product from Susan as well. Had a BAM with Eric Perron just the other day and did some work on his vehicle. His dash camera was damaged from an accident, and accident repairs actually is what happened, and I put it back together for him and got it working for him. Let's see. Also gave a Google review to Susan McGarry. She asked for one, and I put it on her Google account there. So that's it for me. Everyone have a great rest of the week.
Dan, thank you so much. Susan Ebbs, over to you.
Thank you very much. Guy, excellent presentation. And yes, contractors certainly do have a reputation. We've been dealing with them here at our condo, and it's not been going that good. 16 months to get a balcony put back on. Let's see, I has had dealings with Sam. Went over and sat out in the rain on the deck, gave him his product. Let's see, Joyce and I did some business. Alex and Mike have done some business. Tony, I'm still listening to your money tree and loving that meditation every night. I think that is it for now. So thank you so much. Happy week.
Susan, thank you so much. By the way, folks, if you are having a BAM and you're having it online and you're having an in-depth conversation where maybe you're talking about to Guy about construction, record the BAM and then just send that recording off to Tony. That's really handy. The other part is Guy's done it, and so has Alex and Jacqueline. Take a photo if you're having a bite to eat somewhere, and you take, just take a photo of the two of you or three of you or how many are there, and of the location, so we can help promote yourselves and that location. Send the information to either Tony or I. We'll post it on the LinkedIn, and it helps promote everybody else. It's just good business. And I'm going to swing over to Penny Lee.
Good morning. I have ongoing business with Sheldon Carrasco, Ema from the After Hours group, Steve Brennickmeyer from the Thursday group, and Ismael. I believe he's still part of this group. I'm not sure, but anyways, yeah, I've got stuff going on with him as well. And as always, with Susan Ebbs, thank you very much. My daughter actually is moving out in September, and the promotion that was on last month, she bought the whole cleaning package from me. So that was kind of a little surprise, but a good one at the same time. Anyways, thank you so much, Guy, again for your presentation. It was awesome. And Mike, thanks for the constant reminders of how to continually improve our mindset. Thanks.
Susan McGarry.
Yeah, good to see everyone again. Last week was long without you guys, but I did manage to have a BAM with Guy. Thank you so much, Guy. And we did get that photo in, even though I hate getting my photo taken, but bit the bullet and did it anyways. And then I had a great BAM with who I kept calling him Michael, Matthew from this group. So I had two BAMs, both at Felina's. And great presentation, Guy. I remember meeting you and texting you in January. My sister was looking for a contractor, but she ended up going with her old one. But that's nothing to do with you. You had some great photos that you sent before and after of your work. And if I was closer, I'd get you to do work at my place. But I don't think you'll come out to Calibonia unless I pay for gas and your hourly wage driving here and back. But appreciate your presentation. I look forward to getting you out some referrals because I've already seen your work. So thank you again for that. Have a great week, everyone.
Perfect. And next up, Mike, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Well, first of all, Guy, once again, a great presentation. You're a SME subject matter expert when it comes into your profession for sure. Susan got your voicemail the other day. I'm up in Cottage Land or whatever. So on my return, I'll give you a call and we can set up a BAM and I can pick up the product. And Dave, congratulations on paying off your Tesla. You can work now the next 5 years on your golf swing. Also, when I get back into town, Dave, I want to make an order. And Penny Lee, last but not least, my sister-in-law Tanya Volotsky. She is. You two are two peas in a pod. I talked to her at length about your businesses, and she wants to talk to you right away about your wedding performance, the weddings that you do, and also too about your Nia dancing. And so I'm going to send you an introduction email. You guys need to get together because I think there's going to be a lot of great synergy there. And she's full of great ideas, just like you. And looking forward to setting up BAMs. Have a great week.
Mike, thank you so much. Another side note for the golf event, if you are looking to do any sponsorship where you're looking to put product in play, there is a kind of a cutoff date because it's September 14th. It's a production cycle. So if you have materials you want to donate or put in the swag, great, that's cool. But if they're producing stuff for you like signage or imprinting golf balls, get her in soon. And Wendy, over to you, sir. Ma'am, sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. So yeah, with Guy, great presentation again, very important topic for all of us. Actually, Guy came out last week and helped me with a number of things at my property, which is going to hit the market today. So thank you very much for that. And with Mike, I recently did a sponsorship for the PAL. Is it called PAL sponsorship? Yes. And then with Susan Ebbs, obviously ongoing business with Melaleuca. I'll be putting my order in soon. And yeah, that's it for now. Thank you.
Wendy, thank you so much. And Deirdre, what did you think of our session here today?
I found it very informative. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I was very pleasantly surprised to be in on this meeting and listen to Guy speak, because this is exactly what I deal with on an ongoing basis. So having done design build with other prominent design build companies in Ottawa for the last 19 years, having this perspective from another contractor is what I try and inform my clients on as well. And I find that when I find or I vet a contractor and I work with them and collaborate so closely, we're able to give our clients a design build experience without being the big design build company with such big overhead. And so it tends to be a very positive process leading into construction as well. So I'm also able to kind of back up these contractors. I would never hire a contractor myself that I wouldn't trust with my own home. And so hearing this presentation today was just perfect timing. So I think Guy and I will be talking offline this morning. And I just want to get a little bit more information, but I definitely see the benefit in a network like this, and I'm looking forward. I'm excited about learning more about each one of your businesses and how I can incorporate that into my everyday communication with clients and people that I know, and vice versa. So all positive all around. Yeah.
Thank you. Lena, over to you, ma'am.
Thanks everybody for meeting, for presentation, and I'm very happy to be with you. I know more information about everybody, and have a good week.
Thank you, Lena. And Tony, over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Bernie. Yeah, thank you very much, Guy, for your presentation. Yeah, as just like Deidre said, it's well timed, because I'm dealing with a couple of clients that are in the middle of looking at their renovation and so on. And I'm not sure, Deidre, if you do cottages. I have a person out in the boonies sort of thing, and they want to do some work. And one of the thing, the great about people like Deidre and Lena is that it releases the responsibility of you getting it right by yourself. I mean, there's only so many things that you can do. When you get people that are professional at what they do, yes, you could sell your home, but you know, like Wendy says, that then you're involved with a whole thing. If everything goes great, it's great, right? If you choose the right contractor yourself, you choose the right person, it goes great. The reason you choose these people is when something might go wrong. And that's the whole idea. We are so busy at what we do. You don't want to add that to your already overworked schedule. You know, that someone's not showing up for work. Let someone else worry about that, and they'll more than likely choose somebody good anyway, and they'll be worth the money. And so, like he says, if it's worth more, pay it, because when things go wrong, you would gladly pay the difference to make sure it goes right. You know. So sorry, I went off on a rant there. But yeah, I so believe in getting professional people to do it, and it just makes your life so much easier. Susan McGarry, I'd like to place another order with you. I've been getting okay. We'll chat offline. I got a couple of things there, and with let's see, I had a BAM with Joanne. Just so you know about BAM, is when two people get together and they sort of chat for half an hour or an hour. Or if they chat with me, it's about 3 hours. I tend to just go off, and it's just learning more about someone, the kind of referrals they're looking for, some of the referrals they're not looking for. Like with Guy, he can't go to Calabogie, for instance. You know, those are the things that we know he doesn't want. So we tend to look for help people that are of the things they want. And yeah, that's about it. So we've got those two going, and we got the motorcycle event happening this weekend that Phoenix is sponsoring, and Hire Yourself is sponsoring the breakfast. All right. So have a great week, everybody. Thanks, Bernie.
Tony, thank you so much. And this reinforces again, how do you refer somebody? Because you get to know them. So if it's a contractor, it's key, right? So this just reinforces the connection. I need a realtor. And that's great. It's Wendy, right? So you get to know the people. You need a dash cam, you know where to go, right? We need those supplements, especially the hair growth stuff, Susan. We know where to go. Guy, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for actually listening to me. That was awesome. I appreciate it. You know, it's something that needs to be spoken about, and it's something that needs to continue to be spoken about, because it's an ongoing issue. I've done some business with, as Wendy mentioned, Susan McGarry, and Ema. Susan, the pills are working great. Thank you very much. And Susan Ebbs, I want to get some of that Solumel stuff. I smelt that stuff over at when Wendy was using it. It was awesome. I need some of that stuff. And I want to set up a band with you to know more about what the other stuff that you have to offer. I've had a BAM also with Susan McGarry and Sam this past couple of weeks here, and excellent info, and I appreciate the time that I had with those people. Thank you.
Keith, thank you so much. For myself, I attended Carl's session yesterday. Did a Google review for Sam, and I finally did it. Yeah, you saw it. You replied. Attended Tony's session last Friday, becoming mellow yellow, so which is a really good thing. And that's it for me. I'm going to close off for the quote for the day. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. And that's from Napoleon Hill. And we are done.
Hey, thank you very much. And thank you very much to Deidre and Lena for coming in today. It was an honor that you took this precious time out of your day to be with us. So thank you so much. Okay, and that's a wrap for today.